ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
I, Amy Coney Barrett, do solemnly swear.
Tonight, a new justice is confirmed to the U.S. Supreme Court. Amy Coney Barrett took her first oath to fill the seat vacated by the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson.
And I'm Kimberly Hunt. ABC's Faith Abubey is on Capitol Hill with details of the historic vote just 8 days before the election.
The nomination of Amy Coney Barrett of Indiana to be an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States is confirmed.
And with that, Senate Republicans cemented a 6-3 conservative majority on the U.S. Supreme Court, a vote that makes Amy Coney Barrett only the 5th woman to serve on the nation's highest court.
This is one of the most brilliant, admired, and well-qualified nominees in our lifetime.
Democrats fighting the process all the way till the very end, arguing it's too close to the election and threatens the future of the Affordable Care Act, civil and abortion rights.
The American people will suffer the consequences of Judge Barrett's far-right, out-of-the-mainstream views for generations.
Soon after the confirmation vote, newly minted Justice Barrett and several prominent Republicans headed to the White House for an outdoor swearing-in ceremony.
Justice Barrett made clear she will issue rulings based solely upon a faithful reading of the law and the Constitution as written, not legislate from the bench.
Justice Clarence Thomas on hand to administer one of 2 oaths of office Barrett needs to take before beginning her duties on the High Court.
I, Amy Coney Barrett, do solemnly swear.
One of her first cases, a provision of the Affordable Care Act before the court just a week after the election.
The oath that I have solemnly taken tonight means at its core that I will do my job without any fear or favor, and that I will do so independently of both the political branches and of my own preferences.
And soon after the vote, a few progressive Democrats took to Twitter with 3 words: expand the courts. Joe Biden has said if he wins in November, he plans to appoint a commission to study any changes to the U.S. Supreme Court. Faith Abubey, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Also tonight, SoCal Edison equipment may be responsible for the Silverado fire that's burning near Irvine. The utility said its equipment is currently being investigated as a potential cause. Right now, that fire is burning more than 7,000 acres and has critically injured 2 firefighters. Both suffered 2nd and 3rd degree burns. Nearly 90,000 people have been told to evacuate as the fire continues to burn. And north of Irvine, at least 10,000 people have been forced from their homes in Yorba Linda as the Blue Ridge fire burns 3,000 acres. It started early this afternoon and grew quickly. At least 1 home was damaged by the flames, and the fire has come close to several others. The evacuations are for people north of the 91 freeway, east of Gypsum Canyon, and they include at least 1 elementary school.
And nearly 3,000 residents in Fallbrook can use their lights and appliances once again. SDG&E cut power to these customers around 9:30 this morning due to high Santa Ana winds. Over the weekend, North County residents were warned that their electricity could be turned off Monday and Tuesday. These shutoffs are approved by state regulators to mitigate fire risk. The National Weather Service called for gusts up to 55 miles per hour in parts of our county. Let's go now to meteorologist Angelica Campos. She has been tracking these conditions throughout the night. Angelica.
Hi, Kim. It's been a rough night for many parts of our state, and just outside of San Diego, there's still red flag warnings, wind advisories, and multiple different colors, as you can see, of course, because of the wind. But here, specifically in San Diego, it's actually a quiet night, and the worst of it is done for the night, but it's going to start picking back up during the course of the morning tomorrow. The target areas will be our mountains. That is where we're expecting the winds to potentially reach those speeds, as you mentioned, of up to 55 miles per hour. hour. As far as today, the peak wind gust went up to 52 miles an hour in Fallbrook, 46 in Mount Laguna. Areas like Mount Laguna, Palmer Mountain could see the strongest winds as we go into tomorrow. I'll show you what it looks like in our wind futurecast and also how quickly temperatures will start to warm back up.
We'll see you in just a minute, but you can stay on top of the weather anytime, any place by donating the 10 News app. Downloading rather. A free version is available in the App Store.
A teenager found unconscious near a Walgreens in Choya's View. Police are now investigating after her mother reported that she had been kidnapped. Our ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Pura has more on the investigation of how that teenager ended up in the hospital.
ABC 10 News cameras were there as emergency crews carted off what looked like a young teen and put her into an ambulance. This was after 4 p.m. Monday near Euclid Avenue and Market Street near a Walgreens. San Diego police say they were responding to a kidnapping call. A woman called police to say her 13-year-old daughter was supposed to be at a friend's home, but somehow ended up with a man she didn't know. About 20 minutes later, police found her unconscious but breathing near the Walgreens. It's unclear what happened to her. Police stayed into the night, questioning people on scene. They say they are looking for the man that was reportedly with the teen. Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
There are now 4 confirmed cases of COVID-19 among students in the Vista Unified School District. The district said 2 of the cases are at the high school level and 1 each in a middle and elementary school. A teacher at Roosevelt Middle School said the quarantine there affected 84 students and 7 teachers. He added that if someone suspects they have COVID, they are not required to get a test or let the district know.
So the only reason we knew about this case is because the family was kind enough to go get a test and then report it to our district. Otherwise, we would not have known that there was a positive exposure at our school.
The Vista Unified School District returned to in-person learning 1 week ago. In a statement, the district said, in part, our COVID-19 identification and contact tracing protocol continues to work as designed to proactively seek out, identify any contacts or positive cases on our campuses and isolate these cases immediately.
Elsewhere, fighting to reopen. Parents in the Chula Vista Elementary School District rallied outside district headquarters this evening, calling on the district to let their kids back into school. Our ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo was at the rally talking to parents who say it is time to move forward.
The parents say they want the option to choose between distance learning or returning to in-person classrooms. But the district says they just can't do that because of high COVID numbers.
We're not looking to force everyone back to school. We just want a choice.
Gathering outside of the Chula Vista Elementary School District headquarters, a couple dozen parents and their children rallied to get back into the classroom.
I don't feel like the voice of the parents who want to reopen has been heard at all, especially here in the South Bay.
The district initially planned to start a phased reopening on Monday, but postponed their plans.
The rates just shot up in Chula Vista the last 3-4 weeks. And I felt at this point it would be premature to open.
The district superintendent is referring to these 2 zip codes, 91911 and 92154, as areas of concern. The data from the County Office of Education. But parents feel there's still a safe way to move forward.
The expectation should be that the kids are back in the classroom with safe and effective mitigations that are put in place. It's completely possible to do. Other districts are doing it.
The superintendent says he hopes cases go down enough so they can reopen by the end of the year, adding that officials are still working with employee associations and labor groups, hoping to come to a resolution so teachers can have everything they need to safely do their job. Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
The financially embattled Sweetwater Union School District has agreed to pay its interim superintendent a salary of $235,000. The school board approved the salary by a 4-1 vote tonight. According to the board's agenda, that number represents the upper end of their negotiating range. The board appointed Dr. Moises Aguirre as interim superintendent 2 weeks ago. The previous superintendent, Dr. Karen Janney, was let go earlier this this year after years of financial troubles and a state audit pointing to evidence of mismanagement.
And here are the latest numbers. The county reported 358 new cases today. That brings our total to just under 55,000. No new deaths were reported, which is typical for a Monday, so that total remains at 870.
And the local restaurant chain that made San Diego famous for fish tacos has been hit hard by the pandemic. Rios Grill is filing for bankruptcy. The Carlsbad-based company says that it started the year in a strong financial position, but it must restructure due to changes brought on by COVID-19 restrictions. The company says it will pull out of Florida and Colorado, but the rest of its locations will continue to operate as normal. Rios started its very first taco stand in Mission Bay in 1983.
Restaurant owners in San Diego and across the state, they are demanding California refund fees assessed during the pandemic. Restaurant owners from San Diego, LA, Orange, Sacramento, and Monterey counties have filed claims with the state. They say they should get their money back for liquor licenses, health permits, and tourism assessments paid to the state while their businesses were forced to be closed. The state has 45 days to respond.